Howdy ho, friends. Welcome to another episode of Trucking Tuesday. Maybe. Let me explain the situation. We've had severe weather on and off for the last 2 days. The Missouri is now currently under a flash flood watch. Downstream from me is under a flash flood warning. We've had slight rain this morning. It's clear right now. I want to say after 2 o'clock, they're calling for more heavy thunderstorms. And then after 6, another severe thunderstorm rolling through. So what I am doing is I'm coming out here and seeing if it's even safe for us to be at one of my camping locations. And I'll show you as we get closer to the riverbank why I say that. My goal is to set up the teepee poles today and dry fit to cover. We'll see. I do have a backup plan, but right now the most important thing is safety. And as you can see, I'm not even carrying a pack with me in case I have to move quick. I've been caught in several flash floods by the Missouri, and when it happens real fast. I have stories, that's right, but that is for another video. So what we're going to do now is we're going to check out the riverbank and see how high the water is coming up. And as you can see, it is still beautiful out here. It is freaking awesome, man. And there is more sand than there is silt, which means it is supporting us. Now, if you ever walked on silt before, you know it is like freaking quicksand. Let's go take a look and see how the river's doing. On this section, it's pretty freaking high, but it's nothing to be alarmed about. Now, we're not going to get close because it will not take much to bring us down. Yeah. Won't take us much at all to go swimming, so we got to be real careful about that. The river is not bad. We're looking about maybe 7 foot from here to the riverbank. Whoops. Let's go on down to my camp location and see what it looks like. We're at my campsite, and we need to figure out if my poles are still there. Everything has moved again, so there's been quite a bit more flooding in the area than there was last time. Let's take a look at the riverbank here in a minute and see what we got. There used to be a nice little trail that went through here and onto the river. As you can see, yeah, it's gone. That's not as high as I thought it would be. Oh, we're sinking into the corn husks. Oh, and corn stalks. If it started to flood, we could probably get out. It's not very high. We're looking about 3, maybe 4 foot from there. Then it has to come up here another couple foot before it's level with my camp area. Would you look at all this debris? Okay, let's see if my teepee poles are still in the same location I left them in. Okay. I'm amazed. This tree is still standing. I am going to miss my sitting bench. I wonder if I can do something with this. Maybe I can probably swing that around. Let's see here. Yep. Friends, the teepee poles are still there. They've moved a little bit. I'm starting to think this might have been part of the sitting bench. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to sit here and contemplate this for a little bit. I'm seriously thinking about moving the teepee up here. I'll show you why. If you can see, that whole area has been flooded because there's no debris on the ground really. And that area has definitely been wiped clean. If you look here, sinking a hole. At the end of this raised area, the water just pretty much went around it. And you can see we still got a lot of leaf litter up here, and undergrowth is starting to grow. And little sticky things. I hate those. But the water has not made it up here through all that flooding. So this is a really good elevation. A couple concerns. That tree right there, it's got the strangleweed on it. And there was one other one I was looking at. It was kind of sketchy. That one I'm not concerned about at all. Because if it falls, it's going to go that way. Same with that tree. If it falls, it'll go that way. This one's a little concerning. I don't think it's 100% diseased. It does got strangleweed crawling up on it. Let's see how the bark is. Yeah, the bark is good. Let's see if we got... No, that's a healthy tree. Besides the strangleweed crawling up on it. That's a mulberry right there. That'll be producing berries eventually. That could be cleared out. Really thinking about moving the teepee up here. It wouldn't take that long. We're only, oh, what is it? 20 foot away from my other campsite. The ground is kind of squishy. Not bad. We're back at the Mountaineer, and we need to grab a couple items. So obviously we're going to need the pack. I'm just going to go ahead and take the entire water cooler. We're going to take the blue bag that has the teepee in it, bug spray, because I'm sure the mosquitoes are going to start coming out. I'm going to grab those 2 cans of soup, a stove, that GSI cup, and I think there's some tent stakes in there I'm going to grab. And let's get all that together and hike back in. Drug all my gear up here, and it's not that far in. A little over a quarter of a mile. Next project is going to be going down there and digging all the teepees of poles out and bringing them up here. But first, I think I'm going to get me a little drink of water. I'm feeling kind of perched. I meant parched. The goal is to carefully remove these poles. I am not 100% sure what could be hiding in there. It's really not warm enough for a snake to come out. So he could be hunkered down in all the debris. And I'll be honest with you, I would sure hate to find him. Okay, I think we can do this. Yep, we're gonna get real dirty. I'm thinking 3 at a time. I managed to drag all the poles up here, and I think we got more than we need. Let's see, 3. Yeah, we got several more than I need. Okay, I'm not sure why. We need to do some selective cutting now. What is selective cutting? Good question. We're gonna remove some of this debris because I want the teepee right here. It seems like that's the levelest spot on this mound. Obviously, I'm going to remove this here because you can see it's dead, and we'll cut it right there. Then the rest of this tree will grow great because it's stealing nutrients from the tree right now. This limb is kind of questionable. It's dead there, dead there, dead up there. I'm thinking if I pull this one, then the rest of that will thrive. So we're going to cut that. And that should clear up the airspace we need. And this is extremely level too, so that makes it a lot easier. The area is all cleared out, so nothing will hit the top of the teepee. And now we got some sunlight coming in. I cut that one there, and that one there. And I kicked myself in the butt after I cut that one because it had a lot of mulberry leaves on it. But I'm pretty sure it'll be okay. We need to pick 3 of the strongest poles for our main support. So I think I'm going to go with that one, and oh, that one right there looks pretty promising. And we're going to take them, we're going to lay them out over there. I have not a tape measure with me. So we can't measure up and figure out where we need to lash the poles together. Not a problem. We lay out the teepee cover. And right there it kind of touches the bottom. And we're going to come up here and see where the top of it is, which is right there, which means right about here we're going to put, I'm going to mark that real quick, we're going to lash our poles together. And then I'll just mark it all the way across and we'll tie those off. I've got them lashed together, and we went 3, 3, and 3, square knot, looped around there, and did another square knot. But that doesn't look very tight, does it? Well, we're going to tighten those up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the center pole and we're going to flip it completely around, which will tighten that up and then raise the teepee. Now that we got that good and tight, I don't have to worry about it slipping. So the next thing we need to do is grab 3 of our straightest poles. I'm thinking that one there, probably that one. It's a toss-up between these other 2 here. And then we're going to put them up there. This is kind of high. I might have to squish that down in the soil a bit to even it out. But for the most part, this whole area here is pretty freaking level. Oh, another thing, when it comes to crossing your poles on the top, that's kind of important too. See how those are interlocked up there? That also adds strength to the teepee. We've got all our poles up there, but I'm a little concerned about that one there. It's not locking in like I'd like it to. We might have to reconfigure those real fast. But now this is going to be a door pole, and this is going to be a door pole because we're facing the river right there. Now we need just to tie all that off. Yeah, I'm really not liking that pole. Let me do some jiggling here, and then we'll tie all that off. I did my jiggling, and I'm a lot happier with what we have. So what we're going to do now is we're going to tie a pole from there and there, and we'll use that one, and that's what we're going to use to stand up on top of the teepee and lash the rest of it together. I tried to use one piece of cordage when I did this because I don't like cutting my cordage up, but basically just lashed around, looks like 3 times on that one, 2 times on that one, but we're going to be putting most of our weight on this section here. And I just used a couple slip knots because that's only got a hold long enough for me to get up there and start tightening that up. Okay, I noticed this pole probably should have gone right there, but you know what? I think we can make it work. But that is an awful big gap up there. I don't know. That's pretty taut as is. All right, we'll go with it, see what happens. Next, we're going to take the cover right there. We're going to string it up and connect it to the top of that. And we're going to leave this on for right now while we get it up there and kind of rough fit it. they're giving the river stages when they get to the Missouri. That's the one I want to listen to. That's most important. I'll know how much water's coming down the river and how long I got until I got to get out of here. All right, that's not going to be as big as of a problem as I thought. So basically, we're just going to go ahead and not sure what that was. Go ahead and attach these grommets together, stretch our poles out, and stake it down. I think we're going to be good to go. The most important part of the teepee now is going to be your door. So these poles have to be exact, or you're not going to be able to shut it. But so far as I've been kind of going around, it's in pretty good shape. Honestly, I won't have to move too much. We're going to be using tent stakes. Interesting story about these stakes. Every one of them has been liberated from a homeless camp that I and a friend have cleaned up. And all them homeless camps have pretty much been in this area. So it's basically a homecoming for these guys. Well, I impressed myself. All the teepee poles were in the exact right position, except for one, which I had to fix. So that one needs to be pushed down a little bit. And that was this little guy. Is that him? Yep, I think it was that one right there. I just had to scoot over a little bit. These tent stakes are not grabbing in as good as I thought they would because, well, this is just all pretty much debris. Basically, we're standing on a huge freaking mulch pile. I think the best bet would be come out here when it's drier and make some actual wooden stakes. Let's go inside real quick. Put this little guy up and take a look, see what it looks like. I think we'll do this one here. Fold this flap back. Actually, you know what? We can do this flap too. Alright, there, stay. Okay. Oh my God, yeah. Look at that. The poles are freaking perfect, man. Oh my God, I am so happy right now. Uh-oh. Looks like we're going to have to put some duct tape on that. We have a leak. That must have happened on the last outing. I blame Jeremy for that. Oh. Let's stand back and take a little look-see, shall we? Oh, that's beautiful. I like it. What I really like is we had a freaking sitting bench. I wonder if we can find some debris along the riverbank. We can use it as a sitting bench. I have found nothing out here to sit on. Well, at least nothing I want to carry back to camp. Normally, there'd be a huge freaking bucket or something, or a tree stump, but not now. Let's check the water real quick. Yeah, looks good. It hasn't came up or gone down any, so I think we're good in that department. But she is definitely high. There's a whirlpool there. And one huge one out there. That's not good. Well, heck. I know. Any other time, there'd be a bucket out here somewhere. But today, not so much. Not even a board we can sit on a tree. Yeah, darn it. Okay, let's go back to camp. So we're coming down the trail here. Can anybody see the teepee? She definitely blends in with her surroundings. Anybody? We're getting very close. See her yet? Let's put it this way. The way I got it set up, I will see you coming long before you see me. Alright, you should be able to see her now. Right there. The plans for now, we are going to take the teepee down. Why, you ask? Well, this ground is wet. The teepee is acting like a bubble, and it's heating up the ground, and it's bringing up a very unpleasant smell of decay from all the leaf litter. So I think we're going to take it down so the soil dries out. Plus, it's also stirring up a lot of mosquitoes, which is not cool. So taking it down is pretty simple. It comes down a lot faster than it goes up, trust me. We just pull out all the tent stakes, pop off the top, and pull out all the toggles on the front, and then we're going to drop it on the ground and roll the little guy back up. Now I bet you're wondering, how hard is this to fold up? I'm going to be honest with you, it's easier than a tent. That carabiner that's always on there, that is the center of the back, opposite of the front door. Stake that down, stake down the front door, and basically we just start folding it up. There you go. That's what it looks like when it's all packed down. We got the teepee cover, all the tent stakes, which are optional because we can go to tent pegs, which is probably what I'm going to do, toggles, and some cordage. All right, next on the agenda, we're going to get the area cleaned up and packed up before it decides to rain on us. I really think we picked the perfect location for this teepee. I mean, can you hear the birds chirping? I'm getting a very positive vibe about this area. And we are elevated enough where the water from the river will not come rushing up here the next time there's a flood and take the teepee poles out. And I've been walking around and stamping the ground down, and it is somewhat solid. And yes, I am going to leave the teepee poles up because I'm not really too worried about anybody finding them. We are, even though we're close to the trailhead, it's still a little further out than most people are willing to adventure. And there won't be any mushroom hunters out here because the soil is just wrong. And it's starting to sprinkle. Wonderful. Okay, I really want to get out of here before we get it caught in a serious downpour, because that would not be good. Anyway, let's speed this up a little bit. The area is 100% picked up. Now, what's really going to be neat when summer finally gets here is this whole area is just going to turn green, and then the strangleweed will take over and grow in a sweet freaking canopy and cover this section up. And it's going to be very hard to see from the trail. And like I said, the trail right there, 20 foot, not that far. But once this vegetation grows in, you're not going to find it. Okay, the sprinkle has turned into a slight heavier sprinkle. Let's grab my gear and start heading for the trailhead. Okay, so we are now on, I guess it's what's left of the designated trail right here, as you can see. In fact, my old campsite's right there. My footprints are going to disappear after this rain, so that's not going to be a problem. But can you see the poles? I can't even see them, but they're right about there. The rain is getting harder. All right, we need to get a move on, friends, and get back to the trailhead. Oh, man, and my raincoat stuffed away in my pack. I've got my gear all loaded up. There's the dry bag we took. The cooler was in the inside. There's my little trash pile. There's my big pack. Rain jacket is drying out. Still sprinkling, but you know what? I don't think we're done yet. There's one more thing I want to do. I checked the time, and we've got enough time to get there and back and home without getting in too much trouble. Jessica is working late tonight, so I think we'll be all right. There is still a lot of water in these fields. That is not good. Oop, we need to watch these puddles here, because I know one of them is freaking deep. There we go. Alright, we're good. This could get interesting quick. Let's go to the high side on this one. And we got a farmer down there getting his tractor going. He's using it to pump the water out of his fields. That's all the water from the farmer's field being pumped into this creek, which leads to the Missouri River. And unfortunately, due to all this water movement, that is going to ruin kind of what I wanted to do. Jeremy was out here a couple days ago, and he said he's seen a lot of fish down here and a couple of big bass. And I was wanting to try out my fishing rig that Shane gifted me last year, because and I had everything with me to try this out. In fact, James reminded me I needed to get my fishing license, which I did. But with all this water movement, yeah, there's going to be no fish here. They're going to be way down there. All right, I guess we're going to have to go ahead and call it, man. Got a little mud on the old Mountaineer. Winter camp is down that way, not that far. Well, friends, go ahead and wrap the video up. We had a great day. Got the TP poles set up, got it dry fitted with the cover. It fits great. Didn't get to do the fishing I wanted to, and I got everything completed before it started raining on us, which is another plus. So when is the overnight going to be? I don't know. Probably this fall when the water starts receding. That's what it's starting to look like. Still is awful beautiful out. All right, friends, we're going to wrap the video up. We shall see you on YouTube.